everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Raj from Urban Tropical, and today we are going to talk about something really important. And I think if you are a plant collector, you end up at that stage. The stage is, how do you make your own compost? It's really easy to make, and I think before you make, it's so important to understand what you are going to use and what are the benefits of each item you are going to use. So if you have come to that stage, let's just get on with that. So what I use is coconut coir. The reason I use coconut coir, it absorbs moisture. And actually traditionally when you buy compost, it has either peat in it or could be anything else. I don't use peat just for environmental reasons, and I have been using coconut coir for a few years now and it works amazing. The only thing you need to be sure about is that when you buy coconut coir, it is suitable for plants. There is coconut coir on the market which has more salt in it, and that will really kill your plants. I bought this one from Amazon and it has amazing ratings. I will just put the link down for you. So that's my number one item. So what it does is it provides moisture to your plants and it absorbs nutrition. That's the function of this one. Second, plants need aeration, and to have aeration we need to create some kind of holes in our soil. So what we can use is perlite. Perlite is a natural material. It does not absorb moisture. All it does is it creates holes in your soil so the air can flow through. When the air goes into the soil, it makes the roots healthier. Roots becomes thicker. Every single plant needs aeration. We all need aeration. The more aeration you can provide, the more healthier the plant gets. So I used to use this years ago. Now I only use it for seeds. So what happened was, when you use this, you keep on watering. Over time, it starts to come up right at the top of the pot. The reason it does that is super light. So you want something which is heavier and denser and maybe bigger than this. So the second choice we have instead of perlite is pumice. So pumice is a natural material as well. It does not absorb water. All it's going to give you is aeration in your pots. So pumice is literally comes in from volcanic rocks. So when they are really hot, there is eventually a foam which when it dries up ends up being this. And this is heavier, so it will always stay at the bottom where you put it, and it's stronger than perlite, so it will last you much longer than perlite. Actually, I have seen with the perlite, when I have potted something 6 months or a year down the line, it's just a dense pot and there is no aeration in there, and we don't want that. So second is sorted for aeration. The third I only use for my tropical plants. If it's not tropical, I don't add it. But if you do add it, there is no harm. So this is again easily available item. It's orchid bark. So orchid bark is really good. What it does is it does two functions. It absorbs moisture. At the same time, because of its size, it creates holes in your soil, and where air can go, roots can breathe, and happier the roots, happier the plant, and happier you. So I really like orchid bark in my soil mix as well. Now we move on to fertilizers. So normally I used to use synthetic fertilizers, but now it's been years. As I said, it's a learning curve and you learn a lot as you go along. I found out worm castings. So first I tried it with a 2 kg bag, and now I have got 25 kg of this because I have been using it all spring and summer. Every time I make a soil mixture, I always add in, and when my plants are in a growing season, I just top up with this. So worm castings are literally worm poop, and it's very nutritious for your plants. Being it's organic and natural, I don't know actually if it's organic, but it's definitely natural. And what it does is the plants take as much as they want, and it doesn't burn your plants. So you can just relax and think, well, nothing's going to happen. I just wanted to add on top of that, when it's a growing season, I always water my plants with seaweed extract. So I don't have any synthetic fertilizers in the house. Moving on to the next item. This one is activated charcoal. it's not same as normal charcoal. So normal charcoal is not activated and that's cheaper. This one costs you more because it goes through some chemical process where they activate it, and eventually it end up with a lot of oxygen in it, and it becomes so porous. I really don't know the technicality behind it, so I only know the benefits. So what it does is it works as an insecticide, pesticide, filter. It gets rid of all the bad smell from your pots if you have any. It fights all the diseases in your soil. It filters the soil. So it works as a filter media. And I only put it in my fussy plants. Easy to care plants don't have it because they are really happy. And this item is the most expensive here on my menu. And all we do is mix it up. The only thing I wanted to add was, again, I don't know in terms of percentages, because when I make the soil mixture, I just put things in and what feels right. The key thing is, if you have more of this, less of this, more of this, it's not going to harm your plants. All it is how much water you need to do. So if I end up using more of this and more of this, that means my water is going to drain really quickly, and I have less proportion of this, and I need to water more quickly my plants so they don't dry out. So if I use more of this, and a bit less of this, that means my pot is going to retain more water, but I still have aeration in there. The more water it retains, that means the longer I can wait to water my plants. So I really like to water my plants when they're almost getting to dry. It's just a bad habit, but at least I'm not killing them with overwatering. So it again depends on the kind of person you are. If you think you tend to water so quickly, go more on these two guys. And if you think you really don't like to water that often, then go more on these two guys, and it will be all fine. Again, plants are really forgiving as long as you don't leave them standing in the water, and they always tell you by their leaves, hey, I'm not happy, help me here, and you can always do something about that. And the next step is mix it all up and it's ready to go. And now you can see it's really coarse, and at the same time it has material in it which will absorb water, and plants will be really happy. Happier plants, happier life. And stronger the plant, the less pest it will have to fight, and less pest will want to mess with it. That's how I see it. I really hope you have enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.